everyone, and welcome to the Week 29 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We started Montreal, where the Impact beat the Revolution 3-0, and it was this goal by DJ Drogba that put the game out of reach. But should the free kick have even been whistled? I'm with Ben Wright, who wrote us on Twitter. I think it's a fair challenge, and New England's Chris Tierney simply outmuscles Drogba to the ball. But the foul was called, and Drogba's shot takes a deflection for a 2-0 lead. The Impact held on despite going down to 10 men when Marco Donadel was shown a straight red for sliding into Andrew Farrell like this. That was late and dangerous. Good call by referee Ricardo Salazar. Great eye by the officiating crew in Portland, led by referee Drew Fisher. They correctly indicated no goal on this Gonzalo Veron header. No way that crossed the line in its entirety. And then in the 82nd minute, Fanendo Adi goes down in the box, and on first glance, it looks like Kamar Lawrence bumps him from behind, right? But look again how Adi backs into Lawrence. Great no call by Fisher. But this bump in the 16th minute at Rio Tinto was no joke. Look at how Burrito Martinez plays the man and not the ball, pushing LA's Jossie Zardes out of the way and preventing him from heading the ball in the box. That's a foul to me, but referee Kevin Stott doesn't point to the spot. Stott did call a penalty in this game about 10 minutes later, and this play also involved Burrito. But on this one, it's LA's Juninho committing the foul, and Javier Morales uses his patented stutter step run-up to score. Referee Ted Uncle had some penalty decisions to make at RFK Stadium. First, in the 42nd minute, I think he did well to let play continue on this challenge in the box between Nick DeLeon and Chris Kloot. Then, in the second half, Kloot was involved in another incident in the box, and there's just no getting around that. That's a handball, and United's Chris Rolfe converts to pull DC within a goal. And United thought they had equalized in the 84th minute, but this goal by DC's Alvaro Saborio was called back for an offside, flagged by assistant Richard Gamache. But the freeze frame seems to indicate that Sabo was in line with the last Crew SC defender. Crew SC hold on to win 2-1. To Toyota Park, where Chicago's David Accam wanted a penalty in the 56th minute, but referee Alan Kelly doesn't buy it, and he's right. It looks to me from the replay like Accam is already going down well before there's contact from defender Aurelien Collan. And the Orlando players made sure to let Accam know about it, resulting in this dust-up during which Chicago's Daniil Cyrus opts to apply a hand to the neck of Orlando keeper Tally Hall. That's not cool at all. With about 10 minutes left in the match, Hall also took exception to this challenge from Chicago's Patrick Nyarko, but as we can see from the replay, Nyarko clearly slips. Referee Mark Geiger had two big decisions to make in the late stages of the Sporting KC FC Dallas match on Friday night. In the 76th minute, he rules this challenge by Dallas goalkeeper Jesse Gonzalez to be a foul, and in my opinion, he's right. Dom Dwyer beats Gonzalez to the ball, and Benny Feilhaber buries the ensuing penalty. Then, with 10 minutes remaining, Geiger waves off this good-looking goal by Dallas winger Michael Barrios for the foul that Barrios himself commits in the lead-up. You see here the two-handed push to free himself from Sporting defender Seth Sinovic. Good eye, ref! Not much to see from Toronto except for this yellow card to Colorado's Sam Cronin for stopping Sebastian Giovinco like this. Don't get me wrong, it's a legit foul and yellow, but still not sure I get why the two hands to the face by Giovinco. Houston Dynamo winger Leonel Miranda was all fired up for his first start in 5 games in Philly. He probably should have gotten a yellow for this gratuitous bump on Tranquilo Barnetta well after the whistle by referee Juan Guzman. And that probably would have had Miranda thinking twice before he went in with this reckless tackle on Philly's Vincent Nogueira in the 60th minute. He did get a yellow for that one, and I'm good with it. Miranda's coming in from the side. I think the contact is fortuitous. We can't really tell what kind of contact there was on this 29th minute incident in the penalty box involving San Jose's Quincy Amarikwa at Yankee Stadium. He wanted a penalty, but we just don't have a good enough angle to determine if Shea Facey in fact committed a foul. Referee Edvin Jurasevich says play on. But Amarikwa did eventually get a penalty in the 75th minute. Angelino is the guilty party here, but I'm not so sure he did enough to bring down Amarikwa. That being said, when you put your arm on a player in the box like that, and for that long, you run the risk. That penalty kick scored by Chris Wondolowski was the last goal in a 3-2 Quakes loss. But you wonder if things may have gone differently had Sanan Ayase received the penalty kick call he was hoping for, with the score still 0-0 in the 46th minute. His fall looks theatrical, and that's what may have turned off Jurasevich, but there is contact there from New York defender R.J. Allen. And we end in Vancouver, where there were 2 alleged handballs in the Seattle box in the span of a minute in the second half. But Sounders defender O'Neal Fisher is just protecting himself, which he's totally allowed to do, and luckily for him he did. And then this ball hits Obafemi Martin's arm, but only after taking a bounce off his chest. I don't think that was deliberate at all. Referee Baldomero Toledo says play on both counts, and I agree. Then toward the end of the match, we saw an interesting back and forth between Vancouver big man Kendall Waston and Seattle star forward Clint Dempsey. It all started in the 81st minute when Waston cleaned house with this hard tackle, for which Amish Grove on Twitter wanted a red card. No, wait for me. It was reckless, yes, and he did get a yellow for it. Then 5 minutes later, it was Dempsey seemingly running into Waston, and there's a whistle from Toledo for the foul. But when we watch the slow-mo, I don't see much there. And I'd argue that perhaps we're looking at simulation and embellishment by Waston, who also tops it off by putting his hands on Dempsey's face, which we also know is a no-no. What did you think of the Waston-Dempsey incidents? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you again for all your tips on Twitter via the hashtag Instant Replay. For our editor, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!